today, a tribute to Oklahoma's record-breaking summer. Slumber in a pink cloud, savor cool treats in Waukomis, and visit a state park where the water appears to be boiling.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds. Since weather's been the hot topic, we decided to come to you from the National Weather Center this week. We'll tell you more about this great facility in just a bit. But for now, you know, we've been cooped up because of all this heat for a while, and it's time to get it in gear and get back out in the world. So whether you like it hot, 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 the way it is now, or you'd rather find someplace to play it cool, we have some destinations for you. Our Shel Wagner, in fact, found a heavenly retreat in the Oklahoma City metro area that registers pretty cool on our temperature gauge.
Pink Cloud Guest House and Creative Space started life as a neighborhood grocery here back in 1911 and still today is providing nourishment and sustenance, but this time for your inner artist. The moment you walk through the door, it's apparent that this isn't your typical hotel experience. As you make your way through the open and airy creative space, you'll already feel your long dormant artistic energies starting to flutter. Owners Eric and Carrie Starkey tell me that feeling is the definition of Pink Cloud.
It's a feeling of euphoria that you get once you get sober from anything, alcohol, drugs.
Or even just getting sober from an overly scheduled life. The guest house is not pink, but delivers the same inspiring, eclectic energy. The bedroom is intentionally painted in dark, restful tones with splashes of color. And whether you're a coffee connoisseur or a tea gal like me, the kitchen has been fully stocked and equipped with us in mind. There's even an office/living area that feels so comfortable and peaceful that you can actually hear yourself think. And you may even be stirred, as I was, to write down some of those thoughts. And all of this is connected to the 650 square foot creative space, which is twinkly and magical. Now, on purpose, I chose to take my artist retreat on a day when there was a class going on so I could show you what's possible. But when you rent the Pink Cloud, you'll have the place all to yourself.
So hopefully you get the experience of escaping from whatever you need to leave from and come in here and relax, or you can create. You can also use this space to come in and write or read or do photography.
The space has already been discovered for yoga classes, rehearsals, parties, any activity that can thrive in a large, welcoming room.
We're always looking for ways, to express ourselves creatively, but we also wanted to be able to provide a place that enabled creativity for other people as well.
So there's something that is comforting about this place and exciting and positive.
Yeah.
When I was at Pink Cloud, Monica Owens was teaching her brilliant 4-hour adult art class she calls Permission to Play.
It allows you to just get creative, and she brings all the stuff, all the materials. All we do is show up and turn off the ego.
We made candeliers out of tomato plant cages in this fresh and funky space. There's a link on Pink Cloud's website to other creative classes happening here, so you can come and play too, or even host an event of your own. Though I had only escaped to Oklahoma City's Asian district, less than 2 miles from my Discover Oklahoma office, I came away more recharged than I could have ever imagined, and my inner artist was awakened and basking in the glow of that nourishing Pink Cloud vibe. At Pink Cloud Guest House and Creative Space in Oklahoma City, I'm Shel Wagner.
For all the information you'll need to plan your stay or rent the creative space at the Pink Cloud, just visit us at discoveroklahomatv.com. We sent Jeff Roberts out to try to find some place to help beat the heat, and he said he had found it in Seattle. We reminded him the name of the show is Discover Oklahoma, but he's following the story anyway, and he says he will explain everything.
So the first question I want to ask you is a little bit of Seattle in Waukomis, Oklahoma. How in the world and why in the world?
We were in the Pacific Northwest up by Seattle, and When we would come down here on vacation, we couldn't find any good coffee anywhere. We thought we'd have to make it when we came down. So we bought the contents of an espresso stand from one of my customers up there. And that espresso machine sat on our kitchen counter for 3 years as we were practicing. And we figured if we did it right, then other people would come by and have some as well, and we could sell it to them. It's located in Waukomis because this is where I grew up, and I thought that the folks in this town could find something here that they liked. This building was built in the mid-30s as the band room for the high school that was here. And it was my band room when I was going through here. Over where the display case is where I used to play tuba. I think it's a lot more fun now. It's every bit as loud.
Okay, real quick, best flavor.
Donatella.
Butterscotch.
Donatella. Donatella.
I don't have a favorite.
The best gelato.
The fruit
No, the best gelato.
Are you getting all this?
And the best.
All right, so on the other side of the room, let's find out what we think about the gelato over here. Best stuff you guys have eaten?
I had never tasted gelato before, and I like it better than ice cream.
Whoa! Pretty excited right now because Bob's going to show me how to make some gelato, and you were going to tell me what gelato is?
Gelato is Italian-style ice cream. We can't call it ice cream in this country because it doesn't have enough fat.
Tell me what I'm going to do here.
All right, we're mixing up the white base, and we'll select, the Kakio pad chocolate for today. So I have to be within just a few grams of the balance between solids and liquids, or it will either turn out to be a brick or it'll be a puddle.
Wow.
It's very sensitive.
Bob, you've never had so much fun doing this, have you?
Oh, this is...
Look at this. I'm actually doing this.
Very well done. That looks pretty good. It's over the fence.
Wow.
You did good.
That's good. All right, so the next time you want to be on the Chisholm Trail and stop off for a little detour for the best gelato and best coffee in Waukomis, you got to check out a little bit of Seattle. Hang on, got a little melting going on here. That little bit of Seattle. I'm Jeff Roberts.
For a full menu of Little Bit of Seattle's chilled Italian goodies, just go to discoveroklahomatv.com and we'll link you to their website so you can plan your road trip to Waukomis. Well, don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to stay here in northwestern Oklahoma, but coming up next, we're going to turn up the heat. Step into a state park that's boiling year-round, but is surprisingly refreshing. See for yourself, and AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
I hope we didn't forget anything.
I think we're all set.
Hard to believe Megan is in college.
Do you remember how she cried and cried when we dropped her off at kindergarten?
We were both crying.
Good thing we're only a few hours away. Last box. You get calls tomorrow.
I will, Daddy.
And one more thing. You're gonna need these.
No way. Are you kidding? I get Mom's car?
Okay, sweetheart, but you have to be careful. Now, I put the AAA insurance policy and the membership information in the glove box.
Just in case anything should happen. Okay. I'm really glad we switched our auto insurance to AAA. Really saved us some money. Not to mention peace of mind.
It's nice knowing AAA will be there if her car ever breaks down, too.
John, are those tears I see?
No.
AAA Auto Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from the National Weather Center. You know, everybody's talking about our state's crazy record-breaking weather patterns this summer. And along those lines, we thought we'd send our Dino Lally to check out one of our state's real hot spots. But it turns out, in fact, that it is a cool oasis smack in the middle of red carpet country. Shady and fed by fresh spring water, Boiling Springs State Park is a traveler's dream.
Just a few miles northwest of Woodward is Boiling Springs State Park, built in the 30s by the Civilian Conservation Corps. Where did the park get its name? Well, given there are numerous natural springs located here, it just seemed like the natural thing to do. But these springs actually boil. They have since the 1800s, and you can see for yourself. But what are the boiling springs anyway?
It's water that comes up through sand, and it's actually cold water, it's not hot water. And it boils year-round, and flows at a pretty good rate, about 60 to 100 gallons a minute. And the bubbling is actually the sand, the water coming through the sand. Then it flows out into the Canadian River.
It's fascinating to watch the water flow through the sand, churning and struggling to make it to the surface, whipping and whirling, much like Oklahoma's winds. And just like Oklahoma's winds are ever-changing directions, it seems, change has come to Boiling Springs State Park, one of Oklahoma's first state parks, by the way. This change is a scenic one because now there's a brand new pavilion surrounding the springs.
It is equal to the architect and the quality of workmanship. I say equal to, it's a lot like the CCC did. So this is a modern version of what the CCC might have done back then. This is our reflection of it. It's really a unique individual project because, as you can see, there's not too many places in the United States that you can see craftsmanship like this.
And now this destination has even more beauty in addition to the natural beauty already here. And the reaction so far to this new addition has been nothing short of wonderful.
They're just amazed that how much better it looks. And that's just simply a sign of the times, I think. You know, there are people that come a lot that have been at church camp here back in the 50s. And they remember, you know, the little bitty spring. And they're really impressed by what we've done.
Boiling Springs State Park is much like the water that flows so freely here. It's quiet, peaceful, relaxing. It's a family-oriented park. Now, they've had other renovations added recently, like the bathhouses at the pool have new showers, for instance, and the cabins have had a makeover as well. 5 new playgrounds have been added, and the pool at Boiling Springs, well, one of the best around. But don't take my word for it, just look at the faces on these folks, and that tells the story of fun that can be had at the park. From bird watching, the 2 group camps, 2 RV and tent campsites, and hiking trails. Oh, and of course,
we have a lake. It's just a fishing lake. Yeah, like for father and son, family type deal. But I see a lot of fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, you know, a lot of family fishing.
Just like these timeless waters, a visit to Boiling Springs State Park can be so relaxing. It's like time standing still, or it can be bubbling over with fun and activity. I'm Dean O'Lally.
TravelOK.com can point you to lots of family fun in the Woodward area. You can also find information on any Oklahoma State Park in the quick link section of the homepage. We mentioned that we're coming to you from the National Weather Center this week, and what you see behind me are 3 really cool gadgets, one of which they really use to try to measure tornado wind speed, and a couple of others that were featured in the movie Twister. You can see it all if you just call ahead of time and set up a tour. If you want to find out how to do that, we'll tell you at discoveroklahomatv.com. But don't go anywhere just yet, because when we come back, we're going to catch up with an old friend from a colder climate. We'll meet the serial Stillwater entrepreneur who's responsible for this legendary smile and many others when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues in 2 short minutes.
Hey, how's Kara doing? Great. Absolutely loves being in college. And Sam? Just started driving.
Watch out. Yeah, we just added him to our AAA membership. Smart move.
I'm just glad we have good insurance. Who do you guys use? We switched over to AAA auto insurance. With another driver in the house, it just made sense to check out pricing. AAA saved us a ton.
I didn't know they had insurance too.
Yeah, auto, home, and life.
Remember that time when we snuck Dad's car out and got that flat?
Here they go again.
Well, AAA came and fixed it, and the folks never found out.
Found out what?
Nothing, Dad.
Talking about the time you 2 snuck the car out while we were gone.
You knew?
Well, of course. Why do you think Mom and I added you girls to our AAA membership? Never told you I always check the odometer, did I? Oh, great idea.
Thanks, Grandpa. AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, where we are all about the heat this week. Is there anything else? Are you starting to hallucinate about snow and ice, to go to bed and have dreams of Eskimos and igloos? It's kind of strange, but Arshel Wagner's been having the same recurring dream.
Eskimo Joe was born one afternoon in 1975 when then recent OSU grads, on a lark, found a building just off campus and hung out a shingle boasting 10-cent draws.
When we started out, with the most humble of beginnings, you know, we had 3-2 beer, we had a pool table and some foosball tables, and that's pretty much the mix. So fast forward 8 years, 1983, we've become Stillwater's jumping little juke joint. Business is great. I'm having a blast. It's a good business by them. And the state legislature literally just tugs the rug out from under this great success story, and they changed the drinking age from 18 to 21. Literally scared me to death. It was going to take away our target market, and I was afraid I was going to be, out of business.
After thinking about it long and hard, Stan decided Eskimo Joe's needed to offer eats.
Well, thankfully, I found out in the spring of 1984 when our kitchen opened that actually more people eat every day than drink every day. Cool! So anyway, that was actually the best thing that ever happened to us.
The menu evolves, but many items have become legendary. The burgers, the beloved fowl thing, and the famous cheese fries. Part of the delight that keeps you coming back long after graduation. In 1987, Stan thought there was a niche for Mexican food in Stillwater, and soon after, Mexico Joe's was born. Sort of.
Mexico Joe's just about broke my whole company. In 1987, we opened too early. We were undertrained. Staff didn't really get the concept yet. Just the worst mistake you can make in the restaurant business.
That's when a little item called the Eskimo Joe's t-shirt came to the rescue.
And literally, opening Joe's clothes saved the whole company and certainly saved Mexico Joe's. Now, the good news is in 1988, we got it down. We turned it around. We broke even, which was awesome.
In 1993, Mexico Joe's moved into a festive new building in a prime location, and it has thrived ever since. The cuisine is fresh and eclectic and offers more flavors of salsa than you can shake a chip at. 6 years later, Stan had a craving for Italian cuisine. Giuseppe's opened next door to Mexico Joe's in a structure chock full of repurposed architectural elements. Another of Stan Clark's passions, infusing the newish eatery with authentic old world ambiance. More recently, Stan has turned his passions in yet another direction.
My latest venture is Eskimo Joe's Promotional Products Group. We started that in 2002.
If you like factory tours, put this one on your list. You'll see designs come to life, from conception to production, and watching artwork incrementally appear on the screen printing machine is akin to a magic show.
And because we've sold so many millions of these t-shirts, Eskimo Joe's, Stillwater, Oklahoma, really lots and lots of people around the country. You mentioned Stillwater, Oklahoma. Eskimo Joe's sometimes is the first thing out of their mouth. And so that's just a huge, huge thing to us. Obviously, we take huge pride in that.
But that doesn't mean this company is resting on their laurels. Not for a minute.
All the hype in the world and presidential endorsements of cheese fries, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, all that really does is raise the guest expectations. So if anything, our challenge is just greater every single day to actually perform, because when you get here, that's when we got to create the magic for you. And so that's what we work at every day.
At Eskimo Joe's Promotional Products Group, Mexico Joe's, Joe's Clothes, Giuseppe's Italian Kitchen, and Eskimo Joe's in Stillwater, I'm Shel Wagner.
Eskimo Joe's is open 7 days a week and will hook you up with all the information you need to plan your Stillwater escape, a place that's always cool no matter what the thermometer says. Now, as we've told you, we're coming to you from the National Weather Center this week, and what you see behind me is the Flying Cow Cafe, named for that great scene from the movie Twister. The cafe in this first floor area that includes the gadgets I just showed you is open to the public, so you can come and pay a visit, bring home a souvenir. Be sure and go to our website first to check on hours, because they do vary. Now, before you go anywhere, though, we want to tell you about a little discovery Dino Lally made that'll beautify your garden. Something unique and beautiful that doesn't require any water, not a drop. We'll tell you all about it when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
Thanks for all your help.
Hey, babe, what you doing?
Oh, I just switched our insurance over to AAA.
Why? We've been with our guys for years.
I know, but I met with the agent, and she showed me how AAA could match our coverage and save us money by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Really? Well, did we get a discount? I mean, we've been with those guys for years.
Yes, and with the extra money we saved, I was thinking we could take that second honeymoon we've always talked about.
Hey, I am all about that.
So, with all the travel discounts we get for being AAA Oklahoma members...
Well, I do have some vacation time I need to take.
Oh, good, because our room is right on the ocean.
You already booked it.
I did?
What are you guys up to?
Nothing. We're just getting some dinner started.
When are you leaving?
AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back. AAA makes this show possible and does a lot of other great stuff around our state. Here's a look at AAA today.
Hello, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. Car owners have always known the frustration of roadside breakdowns. In 1915, AAA was the first auto club to introduce a service for stranded motorists. Roadside assistance has become one of the most valued features of a AAA membership. Annually, tens of millions call for aid across the country. No matter what your emergency is, from flat tires to lockouts to mechanical failures, AAA is there. AAA maintains a fleet of assistance vehicles in Oklahoma City and Tulsa and employs dozens of trusted partners to provide assistance to all regions of the state. And to ensure club members receive trustworthy and high-quality auto repairs, AAA developed its Approved Auto Repair Program, which identifies repair facilities that meet AAA's stringent criteria in customer satisfaction, available equipment, and competency. Until next time, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
AAA for the ones that matter most to you. Well, we're now in the forecast office of the National Weather Center in Norman, and this is where it all happens. These are the folks whose difficult job is to try to figure out what the weather is going to do next. Well, in the meantime, Ardino Lawley's not too worried about it anymore because he's found these drought-resistant garden elements in Tulsa.
This is a story of how someone took a part-time hobby and turned it into a full-time, productive, and successful business. Lisa Regan always loved metalwork, so she combined her love of metal with her artistic skills, and the result is Garden Diva. It's the kind of place when you walk in to see the amazing display of her metal art, you just want to throw up your hands and say, this place is just too much fun.
I take these big plates of steel and I draw on them, cut them, we clean them, buff them, weld them, paint them. I have a wholesale business, so they go out in large quantities. I also do one-of-a-kind pieces for people. So, I mean, it's just a constant, it's a workshop, a metal workshop.
Lisa has 6 employees now, and her shop is like a giant metal playground for creativity. She says it gives her great satisfaction to turn something considered trash and turning it into art, items that bring people joy in their garden. But there are added benefits to how Lisa goes about her business.
So as far as sustainability, I mean, because I'm a small business owner and an artist, I mean, we use all the resources we can. We recycle boxes, we recycle bubble wrap, we recycle tin cans. I mean, we use whatever we can.
The artistry involved with the pieces in the store are impressive. There's everything from large objects to small ones. Some are simply the cat's meow.
Well, what I would like to do as an artist is to do public pieces, large public pieces that resonate that energy of the happy spirit.
And capturing that wonderful energy is important, like in the instance you are in the moment and are creating something out of your imagination. And Lisa also enjoys teaching students how to be creative in metalwork.
But I've had students come in here and just immediately get it, because it puts you in a zone. All I'm doing is I'm looking at the lines that I just drew and being completely comfortable with the fact that I have all this powerful fire energy. I mean, that's the main thing, it's not to be afraid.
It's fun to watch Lisa work. She makes her art look so easy, but as I try to do something as simple as a circle, I learned there's a lot more to it. As she hands me this plasma torch, which is a powerful metal cutting tool, I'm somewhat intimidated, but excited at the same time. I was reminded of how I almost burned down my grandparents' garage once with a tiny match, and now I have this torch in my hands. I didn't relay that story, by the way, to Lisa before we started, but here we go.
Just slow and follow your lines. There you go. Yabba dabba doo. Isn't that cool?
It is very cool indeed, and something you should check out at the Garden Diva when you can. In Tulsa, I'm Dino Lawley.
That's our show for this week. Thanks to you for joining us, and thanks to the folks here at the National Weather Center for hosting us. We are all really hoping that by the time this show airs, it's going to be raining again. Well, rain or shine though, next week, summer's last hurrah. Locations for your Labor Day celebration, from a favorite cycling event in Pryor that's turning 20 to a whole roster of seasonal destinations that close up tight after Labor Day. There's still time for one last warm weather escape, and next week's show is not only your guide, it's your GPS. Hope you'll join us. So until next time, remember, there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.